Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Weekly videos are uploaded, so don't be shy. Hit that subscribe button and flip that notification bell on so you don't miss out on any of my Tuesday tips. So in today's video, I will be discussing the symptoms and discomforts of doing peritoneal dialysis. And I would like to give a big thank you to Jasmin H for requesting this video in the comments. I'm going to start by saying that I do the machine every night. I did manuals for 6 weeks before I started the machine. And during those 6 weeks, I believe I went twice a week to the clinic to learn how to do the machine. I occasionally still do manuals, like for example, if I go to my brother's house or my sister's house, I don't feel like carrying my machine. I have bags over there already to do manuals in case I ever need to stay there, or any emergency. I can do my manuals there. I have everything ready for me at their place. But the beautiful thing about doing peritoneal dialysis is that if you have BAXTER as a provider, which I'm pretty sure everyone who does peritoneal dialysis has BAXTER, they can deliver the boxes ahead of time to your destination so that you could still do your dialysis and you wouldn't have to carry all the boxes to your destination, which makes traveling so much easier. So you are not bound by machines, which is beautiful. Honestly, this video was a little hard to do just because symptoms and discomforts decrease when you go from PD to hemodialysis. These symptoms and discomforts are really only based on my experiences. Some people may have more, maybe less. General symptoms. So I'm going to start with the symptom that really made me happy first. Because when I was on hemo, my blood pressure ranged from around 165/10. That was like my normal blood pressure on a daily basis. So if it was a little bit lower than that, everyone was happy. Sometimes it would go up to 180. It was just insane. But now with PD, the highest I've gone is actually 140, but I stay on the 130/90. I'm pretty sure most people that are on this video are looking for the bad things in PD, but there's very few, so just hang on, there are some. Okay, so the second symptom is kind of borderline. The reason I'm saying borderline is because you do get nausea from lupus, but you also get nausea from kidney failure. So everyone might not get this. I do get a kind of morning sickness when I wake up, because when you dialyze, you're basically cleaning out the excess electrolytes. And sometimes when you watch your diet and you don't have that many electrolytes and you do your dialysis, you're taking more electrolytes than you should, which makes you wake up nauseous. And the thing that I've noticed about this nausea is that it's very easy to get rid of by just eating something quickly. And if you're the kind of person that likes to make a big breakfast and that takes sometimes like 45 minutes, just eat something light, like a saltine cracker. This has really helped me with my nausea because it gets really bad sometimes. Eating something a little salty, nothing too plain. The sugar doesn't really help me, but everyone could be different. So you could try something sugary, but I try salty things. Okay, so the third symptom I did get was I gained weight. When I was on hemodialysis, I was a 125. And a couple months after PD, I'm at 150. I know that sounds like a lot, but I was 150 before my kidneys failed. So for me, that's a normal weight. And I know you're not supposed to tell people your weight, but shh, don't tell nobody. So I'm normally at 150, and honestly, I have gone to 160, but then I started watching what I ate and I went back to 150. And I just want to stay at 150 because that's my normal weight. And the reason you do gain weight, first of all, is because the dialysis you're doing, it's sugar water going inside of you. What my nurse told me when I first started was that doing peritoneal dialysis is like eating a whole candy bar every single day. So if you're the kind of person that likes candy bars, I would say to cut it out. So with peritoneal dialysis, you do gain weight because of that. Another reason you gain weight is because you have way more freedom to eat, which makes you gain weight. Because when you're on hemo, there's restrictions for everything. Every little thing, there's a restriction. So you feel like you can't really eat as much as you want. I feel like PD is more like a regular person's healthy diet. That's how I view the diet for PD. That's why you gain weight. Okay, the fourth symptom that I do get, and this one's kind of a tricky one because I get abdominal pain randomly sometimes, and usually abdominal pain has to do with peritonitis, but sometimes I get it randomly and it's just because my abdomen is irritated, you know, because of the dialysis. I'm assuming that's what it is, because when I go to my nurse telling her I have abdominal pain, they check the water, they check everything, and I don't have an infection. So it's just a pain, I assume. Another thing that gives me abdominal pain is when I run empty. When I run empty through the day, there's a pain in my stomach, and I honestly think that that specific pain is just because my stomach's not used to being empty anymore. It really isn't. There's always water in there. When it drains, it's only empty for like a second and then the water comes right back in. So I think my abdomen has grown accustomed to the water to where if it's gone, it kind of like, it makes me cringe a little bit because it's like a weird cramp, but not bad cramps. And when you eat a lot of salt during the day, you do end up empty because your body is absorbing the water inside of your abdomen. So honestly, if you're empty, that should just tell you you're eating too much salt. You are eating too much salt. It's empty. Why is it empty? Because you're eating too much salt, you know? But again, everyone's abdomen is different. So you could be empty for a different reason. That would be something you should speak to your doctor. But from my experience, it's because I ate too much salt that day. Discomforts. Discomforts are minimal. Some you can control and some you can't. For example, there are days when I do my dialysis and during the draining phase, it's hurting me. I can actually feel the tugging of the catheter inside of me trying to pull the water out. And sometimes it just hurts to where I don't want to do the dialysis that night. I've only had that happen 4 times in the last 3 years that I've done peritoneal dialysis. Now, this doesn't happen to everyone. I've spoken to the doctor and he says that the only explanation is that my catheter is sitting in like a delicate area where I'm not accustomed to, so that when the water's actually like pulling through the tube, I can feel a tissue around it, the tug against it, and that's what's causing the pain. So this can be an easy fix, but sometimes this doesn't work for me. All you're gonna do is shimmy your body around, and you're not even gonna feel it moving, but it moves. Maybe, I'm not gonna say that it works because I've done this and it didn't work, but sometimes it works. That when you move, it'll move and then the machine will pull without hurting you. Honestly, if you're very committed and you do the dialysis every day, one day is not gonna kill you. If it hurts that much, just skip that day. I've skipped, I'm gonna say on an average, I skip once every 2 months, but I really don't do it that much. And the reason I don't is because I feel the difference right away. The morning I wake up, I already feel nauseous. I feel groggy. I feel like I don't want to do anything that day. I just feel tired. and I don't like feeling like that. So when I do my PD, I do wake up feeling way better than I do if I skip it. So if it's that uncomfortable to do the draining part, just do a manual. The manual isn't gonna hurt you like the machine does, because the machine, when it's draining, it's slowly pulling it. It's not like a tugging pull, but when you're in discomfort, it does really feel like it's just yanking at you, you know? So when you do a manual, it's just gravity. The water just comes out, just flows out, and it doesn't hurt. So I would recommend to do a manual, and just, you know, if the next night it hurts again, do the manual again. And that's why you should always have manuals, even if you're doing the machine. My second discomfort is very obvious. It's very easy to tug on your catheter, and that pain can actually last like a week. You'll feel a little tender. That usually happens if you don't tape it down correctly. Some people have like a belt on your waist, but it's something that goes all the way around you, and it has like a little holder for your catheter. I don't use that. I just tape down my catheter. I put this thing inside my bra, like the inside of my bra right here, and it just holds it perfectly fine. But everyone has their own way. There's also a taping method to where it's all just taped down on top of your catheter and you don't have to worry about it. But I don't like doing that because sometimes I wear tight shirts and I don't want everyone to see my catheter, so I just put it inside my bra. And when people see it, they think it's chapstick or something, so that's cool. Yes, it's chapstick. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know in the comment section below if these symptoms and discomforts helped you, or if you have some symptoms and discomforts that I didn't mention. I get very curious and I want to know how everyone else does with their PD. If you guys have any other video recommendations, I would be so happy to hear them. So I'll see you guys here next week for Tuesday tips. Bye!